Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at what I consider to be the two best options for motovlogging. When it comes to action cameras, there are two out there on the market that you see a lot. One is the GoPro Hero 11 Black. The other is the DJI Osmo 3 Action. Now, the DJI Osmo 3 Action, I'm gonna have to find a different way of saying that because that's awful long and it's gonna get old and I'm gonna say it wrong 57 times. The Action 3 is relatively new to the game, and GoPro, of course, has been around forever. So how do they stack up? I want to preface everything we're going to talk about today. I'm framing through the lens of motovlogging. So if you do something else with your action cameras, this may not apply to you. But I am coming at this as a professional videographer, somebody who owns a large production company that does huge productions here in Southern California, but also all over the United States. When it comes to these small little cameras and motovlogging in particular, what can I get the best results out of? There are two categories to me that matter the most. One, image quality. What does it look like? Whether you're shooting in 4K, 1080p, 5K, it doesn't matter. What looks good? Field of view, that's also an option. The second criteria is audio. I tell people all the time that are wanting to start a YouTube channel or do something like that, even content, whether it's Instagram or social media. This is proven. People will tune out or turn off or switch off a video 9 times more for poor audio than they will for poor video. So when it comes to these two cameras, I really wanted to see which one puts out the best video quality, but really almost most important is, what does the audio sound like? So when you mount these on your helmet and you've got your mic set up, there are a million different ways people are setting up their microphones. I personally use Rode lavalier microphones, and I used in the test for both of these cameras, I used the Rode lavalier microphone. So that's what I'll use. I'll put everything down in the links in the description. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we're gonna head out on the bike and we're gonna go test both of these cameras out. A couple of things that I want to let you know beforehand if you're considering picking up one of these cameras, or maybe you've got an earlier generation GoPro and you want to jump up to the new 11, or you want to get into the DJI Ecosphere and you want to pick up the Action 3. Let me tell you a couple things you're going to need to do. And for those of you that motovlog regularly, and I'm sorry, but I feel like I need to go over this. To get great audio into the GoPro, you're going to need to do one of two different options. You're going to need to buy the microphone adapter, which adds another piece to this camera, which then adds more as you're mounting onto your helmet. Or you can get the media mod, which I have on here, which means you can plug your microphone right in directly into the back. This is what I recommend. I've seen other people on other channels say they've had nothing but problems with their media mod. I'm gonna be real honest, I've not had any problems. So if you're gonna go the GoPro route, you either need to have the adapter, which from what I've been told is getting hard to find, or you need to have the media mod. I recommend the media mod. As far as the Action 3 goes, this is a little bit more tricky. There are a couple things I need to tell you about the Action 3. One is I have this little cable, let me zoom in there. I have this little cable attached to it. And what this is a USB-C to TRS connector. Okay, what they don't tell you, and I should have researched a little bit more, is when you get this camera stock, you just buy it and you pull it out of the box, there is no way to get external audio into this camera. None whatsoever. That's point number one. So what I found is the only input into this camera, the Action 3, is a USB port. So you're gonna have to get on Amazon, and I got the Movo one, it's the UCMA-1. You're going to need to get a USB-C to TRS, not TRRS. Another thing, you're going to need to get this little converter cable, USB-C to TRS, in order to get great quality audio out of this camera, or you're going to be relying on the front-facing camera, which we never want to do. Whether it's the GoPro or whether it's the Action 3, you do not want to rely on onboard audio. It's just not a good option. Second thing you need to know if you're going to pick up this Action 3, which I did not know, which is why I had to go out and shoot even more video. This comes with some amazing settings, but for audio, let me tell you this, it comes out of the box at +6 on the audio gain. So I wasn't thinking about that. I thought, okay, I got the adapter, I've got the mic plugged in, we're rolling down the road, and I shot 30, 45 minutes, and I'm talking the whole time. I get back to the studio, I import the footage, and the anything. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I started looking around and messing around with the pro settings in the camera and realized that this camera comes out of the box at +6 gain. What you're going to want to do is go to that setting and back it all the way down to 0. Because if you don't, you're going to get this camera, you're going to be really happy, you're going to get it set up, you're going to get it mounted on your camera, you're going to go out, you're going to spend all day, you're going to be videoing, you're going to be so happy, I can't wait to put this video out. And then you're going to realize, just like I did, that all of the audio is unusable. So let's go over this one more time. In today's comparison video, I am really only looking for 2 things. 1, video quality, 2, audio quality, and I'm leaning a little bit heavier on the importance of the audio quality. Let me tell you this. When we get done taking a look and listening to the different audio from both cameras matched up with the video, once we get done with that, I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to tell you which one I prefer, which one I like the best. I am not, however, going to tell you which one is better than the other. Look, it's potato. They do roughly about the same thing. I do want to say one caveat to this test I need to mention is on the GoPro Hero 11 Black, I do have the PolarPro ND filters. They were supposed to send the ND filters with the Action 3. They have not come in yet, and I didn't want to put this video off any longer. So I need you to understand one of the differences that you're going to see in the footage is that, and I meant to put the clear lens back on the GoPro and I just forgot. So when comparing these videos, and we're going to put them side by side, be sure that you remember that the GoPro Hero 11 has the PolarPro 32 ND filter on it, and there is no ND filter whatsoever on the DJI Osmo Action 3. So keep that in mind. I tell you what, let's go hop on the bike. Let's take a look, go for a ride, check these 2 cameras out, see what we think. Then I'll get back and I'll pop them in the computer. We'll get this video edited together and I'll come back, and at the end, we'll do a wrap up. I'll tell you what I think about both of these cameras from an audio standpoint and a video standpoint, tell you which one I prefer and which one I'm probably going to use the most moving forward with all my vlogs. All right, guys, so we're out here on the bike today. We're out on the Pan America. I figured the reason that I'm going to kind of do this comparison video of the Hero 11, the GoPro Hero 11 Black, and the new DJI Osmo Action 3 on the Pan America is because I needed something with cruise control, because I might do a little bit of switching back and forth between the cameras, and also setting up a little bit gives you a little bit better view. I know some of you may be disappointed that I'm not doing this review on the Ducati V4S, but we'll slap the Osmo on the other helmet as well, and maybe try to get some footage on the V4S to kind of give you that comparison as well. But I thought today, day before Thanksgiving, me, Luke A shoots, and as Josh sees it, we're going to meet up, have some coffee, and then we're going to run over to the Revzilla store in Newport Beach, kind of take a look. So I thought this would be a great opportunity. On the way there, what we're shooting with right now is the GoPro Hero 11 Black. One slight advantage that the GoPro may have in today's video is that I am using the, oddly enough, DJI ND filters, and I'm using the ND32 on the GoPro 11 today. I've ordered the ND filters for
the Osmo Action 3, but they've not gotten here yet. So when we get to the footage of the Osmo 3, I do not have an ND filter on it, but what I have tried to do, like I said in the intro, was try to get these cameras to almost the exact same settings within each one of their formats. So we're going to be shooting at a flat profile. In GoPro terms, it's Pro Tune. In the cinematic setting, 4K, 24 frames a second. I think I've got the EV compensation set at -5 just so the highlights don't get out of control, which they tend to do on the GoPro. And again, flat color profile. And I've matched the settings as close as humanly possible on the DJI Osmo Action 3. So on the way in today, we will be filming with the GoPro, and as you'll see on the screen, I'll have which camera we're showing at the moment. I'm anxious to see which camera you guys like better. I've been watching a lot of videos, comparison videos on these two cameras. The verdict seems to be split. There are a lot of people that are just GoPro loyalists, and they're going to say GoPro every single time. There's a lot of people that say DJI is really starting to come up in this space, the action camera space, with everything they've done. Now look, in my opinion, when it comes to drones, you can't do any better. I think DJI has that covered. But now with this Osmo Action 3, they're really trying to come after GoPro. So we'll see what you guys think. To me, it's all about quality. I don't really care about the name brand on the camera. I don't care about which brand is supposed to be better than the others. What I do care about is the quality and what the footage looks like. What can I do with it in post? How much dynamic range is really there with trying to get all of the settings just right to be able to color correct in post and actually get a great video. So for motovlogging, which is going to be the best? I don't know if I'm going to make that determination. I'll tell you at the end of the video which one I like visually better. But I'm not going to tell you which one is better. That's up to each and every individual unique user, for depending on what it is you're going to be using the camera for. In this scenario, we're talking motovlogging. So I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you how it is to work with in post and which camera I think I would be probably more likely to use the most.
Whoops. Before everybody eats everything, what do we got?
I got
Holy shit, you got that thing like 2 minutes ago.
I ain't got time, bro. I gotta eat. Gotta get my nutrients. Muscle.
Josh, what'd you get? Oh yeah, blueberry muffin.
Yep. It's melting the butter right now. That's what we got going on.
Nice.
Yep.
I've never seen that trick before.
Gotta get that butter kind of melted a little bit.
Okay. All right.
A humble slice of banana bread. Just a wee little thing.
That's light on the humble. Heavy on the bread. All right, we're gonna enjoy some coffee and some breakfast, and then we'll get back on the road. Okay, so there you have it. That is a look at the GoPro Hero 11 Black. Now let's swap over and let's take a look at the DJI Osmo Action 3, see how it compares. Saying that I'm extremely frustrated right now is putting it way too lightly. So third time is definitely not the charm. So here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to change this and do it completely differently than I thought, which this is important, and I think you guys will appreciate this. 3 times now, I have taken the Action 3 out. The other day when we filmed it to begin with, and I said the audio came at +6, the gain level, so everything was distorted. So found that setting, changed that setting, went back out just a few minutes ago, came back in, audio was still distorted even though I had the audio gain set at 0. So I thought, okay, let's try a different microphone. Went back out again, same problem. Audio is still distorted. So, warning, I have now tried 3 different microphones with the Action 3. I have even tried different placement from within the helmet to get it to where it's not so receptive, and tried to even bury the microphone in the helmet a little bit. All 3 microphones that I selected, that I chose, all 3 lavaliers, and even did a gaming mic headset. Every single one of them, outdrove the audio drivers in this camera. So from an audio standpoint, you need to know, for whatever reason, the impedance or the gain staging out of this Action 3 is extremely high. That is now 3 microphones I have tried. All of them push this thing beyond the limit. There are 3 different input level microphones, from the gaming headset to the Purple Panda to the Rode that I normally use. All 3 work fine with the GoPro. No problems whatsoever. All 3 of them outdrove the drivers on the Action 3. Okay? Very frustrating. So if you're one of these people, this is like a major knock against this camera, I'm going to say, because most people that are wanting to get into this, and even if you're wanting to have a good audio setup for this camera, you're going to order this camera, you're going to order the dongle thing, the adapter here, the USB-C to TRS, you're going to order a Purple Panda or another lavalier microphone, you're going to start getting this thing set up, and then you're going to go out and you're going to shoot, and it's going to be so much fun, and you can't wait to upload it to your channel. You're going to get it into your editing software, and then you're going to realize, fuck, the audio is clipped. It's distorted. So I've got to do some investigation here and find out exactly which microphone you can use with this camera. I've seen several people on YouTube do this, and nobody has explained this whatsoever. Nobody has said anything about their audio being too loud. I will say I've not seen another video from a motovlogger's perspective. Main reason is you got to think, whenever you're using this and you've got it on a selfie stick or something like that, I could have plugged and used any of the lavalier microphones that I used if the camera were, say, here, right? If the microphone were here and it were further down, clipped on my shirt down here, or it was attached to the camera up here, or however, if there was more distance, we would have been fine. But for motovlogging purposes, I mean, you got to realize I don't have one sitting out here. They're all mounted in my helmets. But that microphone is sitting right here or right here tucked behind the cheek pad, meaning that your mouth and what's coming out of your mouth is very, very close to the microphone. I tried to set it up, and to get it to work, to not clip on this Action 3, I had to basically talk like this. And then I thought, well, if I'm having to talk like this, the noise of the motorcycle and anything else around is going to be louder than what I'm talking right now, meaning that all of that audio is going to be clipped as well. So, not to mention, none of us talk like that. We talk like this right here. We talk at a normal room level. So, major strike against the Action 3 from an audio standpoint. Again, like I said earlier, audio is extremely, extremely important. You don't want your audio distorted. It bugs me even with the GoPro. I do a lot to try to get the audio to not clip and not distort. But this is frustrating. This is very, 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 very frustrating. I don't know what the fix to that's going to be. I'm going to have to do some research, maybe order 2 or 3 more microphones and see if we can get something that doesn't outdrive the amplifiers and the audio drivers in this Action 3. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to find some really fucking cool music. We're going to split screen the GoPro Hero 11 and the Action 3, because honestly, I'll pop up a little bit of the audio from this, from all 3 of the microphones, and you can hear what this sounds like. I tell you what, let's just insert that right here before we get to the good part.
All right, guys, we have officially switched out the cameras, and now we are shooting with the Osmo Action 3.
See what I'm saying? It's unusable. It's absolutely ridiculous. So to get a good video comparison, audio now is thrown out the wall. If you're looking out the door, if you're looking for something off the shelf that you can start motovlogging with immediately, this is not going to be it, because we're going to have to figure out a microphone and audio solution for this. It may be recording it externally, which is another huge problem. We'll get into that. We're going to roll some cool music, and we're going to put up some split screen, some side-by-side stuff, and see what we think from a video perspective. Which one looks better? Sorry guys, this is really frustrating. We'll be back. Once we get everything edited, we'll wrap up. I'll give you my final thoughts. So stupid. so that was interesting. Let me give you my thoughts. First of all, not at all how I planned on this video taking shape or coming together, but because of the audio problem with the Action 3 was the only way to do things. So let me give you some of my thoughts. I'm gonna just jump right out there and tell you, I think the visual quality, the video quality, the image quality of the Action 3 is far superior than the GoPro Hero 11. I'll tell you one thing that I noticed right away when I got into editing was that I much prefer the field of view of the DJI Action 3. I had it set on what I believe it's ultra wide, and then I had the GoPro set on super view or whatever it is, not the biggest one that people don't like because it's too much fisheye at the edges, but the one right below that I've seen hundreds of videos that everybody uses that setting. I have to say, if I'm watching from just a pure viewer's perspective, I much prefer the view angle of the Action 3 over the GoPro. I have to say, I was also pretty impressed. I tried to apply the same color grade to the Action 3 footage that I did on the GoPro with going back, remembering what I said, that I had the PolarPro ND32 filter on the GoPro. But I gotta say, everything we shot with the Action 3 did not have an ND filter, but the highlights were not blown out. We had pretty much the same settings on both cameras, but the highlights were not blown out on the Action 3. I like the field of view better on the Action 3. I think the image quality is better on the Action 3. When you're used to have only basically seen GoPro footage of this action cam, especially in the motovlogging world, and now you're starting to see a little bit more Insta360 stuff, I gotta be real honest with you, image quality wise, in my opinion, and I'm not gonna tell you which opinion you should have, maybe you like the GoPro better, and that's totally cool. There's nothing wrong with the GoPro footage. You can grade it to make it look great. I like the way that mine looks. I built my own LUT for the flat color profile that I like. I applied the same grade to the Action 3 and it just looked great even without the ND filter. So I'm really anxious to get this thing out there and ride around with it when I get the ND filter for the Action 3, which should be coming in a couple of days. Here's the caveat though, and I said this in part of the video that I don't remember if it's in there or not. The worry that I was gonna have was, what if one of them has the best video quality and the other one has the best audio quality? That seems, in my opinion, to be exactly what's happening right now. The GoPro, the audio is seamless. You've got the media mod or the adapter. You plug your TRS microphone right into it. It distorts a little bit, but not much. And it's what everybody, it's any motovlog that you've watched, that's what people are using, the Lav mic in most cases. I know Her Two Wheels uses the gaming headset mic, which sounds really good as well. So you're used to that, and that works flawlessly. Then you jump over to the Action 3, and in my opinion, the footage is so much better. The view angle is so much better. I can't wait to get the ND filter to put it on and then grade it even further and see. I believe, to me, it's a little more cinematic. It's a little bit crisper than the GoPro, but the audio is horrendous out of the box. So now I've got to find a solution. If any of you guys out there have the Action 3 and you've used it and you have figured out a microphone solution that works to where it doesn't clip and doesn't overdrive the audio drivers inside the Action 3, be sure to let me know, because after editing this and sitting down and really looking at it closely and watching it, for me, if I was going to watch my own videos, I would much prefer to see the DJI Action 3 over the GoPro. To me, the image quality is that much better. Now, am I saying you gotta have this Action 3? No, GoPros are gonna be fine. They are going to live on. We're gonna have the GoPro 12 through 5,545, and the technology and the evolution is just gonna get better. I have to say though, what I'm seeing out of the Action 3, the image quality, the sharpness, the ability with what you can do with dynamic range as far as coloring in post, feels like what the GoPro Hero 18 Black will be. I feel like it's that much further. I'm interested to hear what you guys think though. Which field of view did you like better? Did you like the Action 3 or did you like the GoPro? Color science, color space, which one did you prefer? They're pretty different. Now again, the GoPro did have the ND filter on it, but which color did you prefer? We got to figure out the audio on the Action 3 though. And I'm still scratching my head over that one. And I want to get it figured out really, really quickly because I love the way the Action 3 looks. Let me say this right here before we get spammed in the comments about this. I am not being paid to say which one I like better. I'm not being paid by GoPro. I'm not being paid by DJI. So just so we're aware, I want to make this clear. I bought the Action 3. I bought the GoPro Hero 11. I bought all the accessories, all the microphones. So I'm not pushing one brand or the other. This is simply a which one do I think looks better, which one do I think sounds better. Right now we have a dilemma. To me, the Action 3 looks way better, but the GoPro sounds way better because it's just seamless. You just plug your microphone in and go. So now I gotta wrap this video up because I gotta figure out how we can get lower impedance audio and lower level audio into that Action 3 so that we can start using it as our main on-helmet cam because I like the footage that much more. Coming up, I'm going to be shooting another video. Hopefully I can get this fixed. We're going to be taking the V4S out, and I'm anxious for that field of view that's on the Action 3. I'm anxious to see what it looks like on that bike versus something like the Street Glide or the Pan America. And I'm supposed to shoot that video tomorrow. So I am really anxious. I got to quit this. I got to be done so I can go figure out how to solve this microphone problem with the Action 3. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the thumbs up, hit the bell icon so that you're notified when new content is uploaded. I'm gonna try to start uploading content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or Saturday. It depends. Shooting schedule right now is super busy with shooting a lot of big projects, but I want to get back in the habit of trying to get 3 videos a week out. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to put down in the comments which camera you like better. Do you like the GoPro Hero 11 or do you like the DJI Action 3? I'm interested to see what you guys think. Till next time, guys, ride safe.